Hello students. We'll start with Indian judiciary. See, Indian judiciary is made up of three organs, that is legislative, executive and judiciary. Legislative who law who frames the law and executive who executes the law, while judiciary is third organ and which gives the judgment for any law that are being given by executive and legislative. See, judiciary government is totally independent, statutory is an independent body and which gives impartial judgment. Okay. Next, in the second paragraph it is given, it is a systematic, organized and uniform judicial system throughout India. See, why uniform judicial system and organized? Because the people in judiciary system, they are, the judges, the advocates, they are supposed to handle the problems of the people and they are supposed to try to solve that problem, and that is the reason they are told that they give us organized and uniform judgment. It has a pyramid hierarchy. Pyramid hierarchy in the sense that this is a kind of a pyramid. In the topmost position is handled by the Supreme Court. Next, in the middle it comes the High Courts, and at the third level it can be District Court or Taluka Court, and at the end it can be Trial Court and the Special Courts. These are the four sections of the judiciary organ. What is the importance of Indian judiciary? So we will refer over here why the judiciary government is important. See students, judiciary is a body which tries to solve the problems of the people. So it is very much important for the general public to solve their problems and their grievances. A neutral and impartial judiciary is essential in the federal system for the protection and preservation of the rights and the Indian citizens and to solve any incongruity between the center and state or between one state and the other. See students, incongruity, that means inappropriateness. See, judiciary government tries to solve any inappropriate decision, in any appropriate problems, decisions that are given by any body, so that it can be solved in a very peaceful way. Okay, the problems, the decisions given by state, different kinds of center that I am not satisfied with, the judiciary tries to solve it. The judiciary is an important organ as to interpret constitutionality of any provisions of any law so that the supremacy of the constitution prevails. See, over here it is given that it is a type of an organ that tries to interpret any law. See, wherever any person, any citizens are not satisfied, are not getting any conditions, any terms of the Indian government, the judiciary system tries to solve it. See, for an example, you can take that farmers currently are not satisfied with the government, with the central government. So what does the Supreme Court do? They try to solve their problems and they try to explain them. The executive and the legislative people have tried to frame the different laws for the betterment of the country. In order that the legislative or the executive do not violate any break any constitutional limitations we require in a country, an independent, firm, impartial and fearless judiciary is the foundation of democracy. See, we read it before only that it is impartial. It is, it does not give any partiality neither to any legislative body, any executive body. See, it is not that that the prime minister or ministers can do anything. No, if they are wrong, then even the judiciary government would punish them. Over here it is given they are firm in the sense they are strict. Whenever any laws are break or are violated, they can give a harmful punishment to any executive or legislative body. The objective of the constitution is to see that the judiciary process there is no flaw or delay, and the citizens can get quick, cheap and equal justice. See, there should not be any delay, late नहीं होना चाहिए. See, कोई केस अगर 2 साल 3 साल, some case can even run for 10 years 12 years, है ना. तो कभी कभार क्या होता है, the person even dies to उनकी डेथ हो जाती है without any proper judgment. So over here it is given that the judiciary should try to solve the problems without any flaw or without any delay, so that the citizens can get quick, cheap and equal justice. In the presence of alert legislative and executive, the judiciary would always remain active, but many a times due to administrative inactiveness and irresponsibility of the executive and an authoritativeness of the legislative, impartial, cognizant meaning awareness, independent and fearless judiciary has shown judicial inactiveness. See, sometimes it happens that due to some of the problems, authority, some of the responsibility at the higher position, sometimes it can give judiciary government have become sometimes inactive in the sense they doesn't give any judgment, so that the executive and the legislative are satisfied with them. First and foremost in the pyramid comes the apex court. At the topmost position is the Supreme Court. Okay, the Supreme Court is the topmost judicial organization. It is situated in Delhi. Please remember, civil and criminal courts have to work under jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. See, civil courts and criminal courts have to work under laws, regulations that are made by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court consists of one Chief Justice, please remember, and 28 additional judges. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court is appointed by the President of India. The number of judges in the Supreme Court is decided by the Parliament. But if the President feels that the workload is more, the President can even appoint ad hoc judges. Ad hoc judges means emergency when necessary. See, sometimes it happens the workload is more and they are supposed to try to solve the matter fast. So not 28 additional judges, but even the President can add 29 or 35 additional judges, so that the decisions can be taken fast. So ad hoc in the sense for some duration of time, when necessary, when emergency, they are appointed as per the provisions. Fine. Supreme Court, the judges are selected, appointed on the basis of senior kitne hain, okay, except for the Chief Justice. All other judges are appointed with the consultation in the Chief Justice as well as other senior judges. See, that means that only Chief Justice is selected by the President, and different categories of the judges are selected with the help of President, Chief Justice and other senior judges. Moving ahead, see what are the qualifications that are needed for the judge of the Supreme Court. Firstly, the person should be citizen of India. Second, they should have at least 5 years of experience as a judge in the High Court. Next, it is 10 years of experience as an advocate in High Court. Fourth point is the person should be distinguished judge or famous jurist in the opinion of President. It means, fourth point means that the person should be a jurist in the sense the person should have given a proper judgment Okay. Next it is the person should not be more than 65 years of age. Moving to the next page, the retirement age is 65 years for the judges of the Supreme Court. Now let us see the time period which should be taken. The retirement age is 65 years for a judge, right? And it can be changed according to the law. They cannot carry the practice of any law of Indian courts, but they can provide their service in committees appointed to investigate into uncommon situations or events. See, judges cannot practice any law other than Indian courts. Okay, that means if at all any judges are appointed by the Supreme Court, वो कहीं और पे नहीं जा सकते, राइट? अपना डिसीजन देने, अपनी नॉलेज देने, बट वो कमिटीज़ इन द सेंस कि छोटे मोटे प्रॉब्लम्स है उनको अपने हिसाब से सर्विस दे सकते हैं, सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. ओके, इफ़ इनकेपेबल टू कैरी आउट द ड्यूटीज़, अगर ठीक से जज ड्यूटी नहीं करेंगे, they would be asked to resign. Sometimes it happens that the decisions are not taken properly, there is some biasness, there is some partiality. Then what happens? The judge are supposed to leave, they are supposed to give the resignation to the president. Okay, and yes, sometimes it happens that before the retirement, if a judge cannot solve the problem, then he or she have to give that resignation letter. They have to deny by themselves, and letter should be submitted to the president. Okay, that they are incapable for not solving the current situation, the current problem. Okay, so these are 2 points, and the third point is whenever there is some the judge is found guilty of incapability, misconduct, inefficient है, then what happens is that they can be removed, उनको निकाला भी जा सकता है. Okay, under impeachment motion in parliament. Impeachment in the sense cheating करने के लिए उन जज को निकाला भी जा सकता है. Next is the procedure for it is that in the House of Parliament they are supposed to submit a memorandum. Now memorandum, it is a kind of a letter wherein it is submitted to the president, where 2/3 of the members should be present. Okay, and what happens is that they give their own judgment, they give their own decisions, they give their own in support and with favor in against of that cheated judge, and some time is given to that judge to prove them that they are not guilty in their own self defense in the parliament. Fine. Moving ahead, the President of India administers the oath of secrecy. Secrecy in the sense secret, ठीक है, एंड लॉयल्टी टूवर्ड्स द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, कि वो कितने लॉयल हैं, ओके, कितने फेथफुल है टूवर्ड्स द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. टू द जजेस हु अपॉइंट द सुप्रीम कोर्ट, बिफोर टेकिंग द चार्ज ऑफ द पोस्ट द जजेस आर रिक्वायर्ड टू टेक ओथ. ओथ यानी एक प्रॉमिस होता है, एक प्लेज होता है, right, that they will follow all the procedures, they will not become biased, they will not give the bad decisions, but they will try to solve all the problems of the people in less duration, with less amount, with less fees, and give the proper justice to the constitution, to the people of the country. We'll carry forward the next topic in the next video, the power and jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Thank you.